Thank you very much, Boon Lee. I'm just interested, how many individuals here served on that first board of directors or on the advisory board? Could you raise your hands? You know? Great, we have them here. Thank you so much. It's very difficult to hear. There are so many people, so I would ask that each of you would remain as quiet as possible to give respect to the speakers and to those around you so that they may hear. Now I'd like to ask Gil if you would come and share a few words with us.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Q Vu, also known as Q on Vu in my earlier days, but now it's been shortened for some reason. But I just wanted to thank all those in attendance for making taking the time out of your day today to come help us celebrate this auspicious occasion. I was really pleased to see the email that Ron had sent to Bob suggesting this idea, and I thought, well, perfect, because this is the perfect way to honor him for all he has done. So I want to thank all of you and family who came from Illinois, Nevada, from as far as California. It took her a couple days, but she made it here. And Grandma, who is here from Wabasha. So welcome to them. And I also want to give special acknowledgments to the member of the board of IMAA, Ron, and Panlu and Boon Lee for coordinating and promoting this whole effort. I know it's a lot of work, and so we appreciate that. And lastly, under strict order of someone who I can't mention her name, but you know who she is, my mother. She forbid me to, so I wanted to acknowledge her as well, because without her, I don't think Bob nor I would be around, so she's a special woman. So I have known Bob since I was 2 years old, when he rented a house from some doctors in Saigon, and my mom worked for them, and he decided to ask her to stay on. And ever since then, he's adopted me as his daughter. My biological father died when I was 2, so he's been a big influence in my life. And it was because of him that I became a refugee as well, per se, reselling here in Rochester. Thanks to Grandma and Grandpa for sponsoring us. And so we came here from Saigon in April, the end of April of 1975. And so it was quite different for me to leave Vietnam that I knew, but I was young enough where I remember some things, but not everything. So I'm thoroughly Americanized now. But just a few humorous stories of when I first came. I didn't know any English at all. So first thing Bob said, okay, we're going to enroll you in school. So fortunately, Grandma and Grandpa's house was 2 blocks down from Falwell Elementary School. So he trucked me on down there and got me registered, and I started the 4th grade, which was the same grade I was in when I left Saigon. And so I was the first Vietnamese student in Falwell. I don't think they have seen any person of color before that. So they were all very, very nice to me and would always let me win at games and such. And then one day I came home and I was so sad. I said, oh, they won't let me win anymore. So that's when I knew that he just laughed, because he said, okay, now you've been accepted. And then in the fall, or in the August usually, when there's the fair, we went to the Olmsted County Fair, and I played one of these games and I won a bear, but not knowing English very well by then, I kept saying beer. And he's like, no, it's bear. Say bear, don't say beer. So I'm like, okay, I'll try to say bear. And then the other humorous statement I remember was, being from Vietnam, of course, we don't have snow. So the first time I saw snow, I was outside and I was like, what is this? So I ran in the house and said, sugar's falling from the sky. So you know, you do the little kid thing, stick your tongue out and everything. And he's like, no, it's not snow. It's not sugar. It's snow. And it's going to be cold. So, okay, yes, I know now. So it gets cold here. It's not like Vietnam at all. But as Lindley has already mentioned, some of Bob's accomplishments. He worked for the embassy in Saigon from 66 to 75, and he was known as the institution memory of the era, helping design and monitor for Vietnam at the time the world's only comprehensive data processing system for reporting political, economic, and security conditions at the nation's grassroots level. And then coming back to the U.S., he was debating whether to work with the state government in Washington, D.C., or staying here in Rochester and working with Catholic Charities to get the refugees out of the camps in various like Thailand and Laos and such. So he dedicated 15 years of his life to this effort. So he spent countless hours at the office and all over Washington, D.C. Even I think Esther too was out and about at 10 o'clock at night picking up refugees from the airport and under very cold conditions sometimes. So, and Marie Alexander is no longer with us. I also want to mention her as well because she had a big part in this whole effort also, and Rod Daniels too. And then after Catholic Charities, Bob went on to do some work with civic affairs here in the city, where the Rochester International Association and the annual Rochester Roots Festival, which is still going on to this day. So he had part in that as well, with providing diversity to the city. And Lily had mentioned the effort in Houston to get the city to be nominated All-American City. And from what he's told me, it was his answer that clinched the deal for them to win the competition. So they were very happy about that. In 1991, I'm not sure you all know, he did receive a John McCarthy Medal in Washington, D.C., which is the highest award bestowed annually by the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops for service to world refugees. He also did a trek to Nepal for a month with the Flemish Teachers Group, and Esther was a part of that as well. And I heard that he was the first to reach the summit, and he was also involved then afterwards to have Nepal be a sister city with Rochester on return from the trek. And is that still going on to this day? Does anyone know? Okay, all right. And then in about late 90s, Bob continued on with his work to help refugees in Little Saigon, Orange County, California. For 9 years there, he taught citizenship classes to hundreds of refugees, and he got a lot of people who graduated from the program and they became citizens. He spent lots of time with them in class and out of class to help them prepare for it. And I remember a story where I was out in California with one of my friends visiting for New Year's, and we were at a market in Little Saigon, and one of the ladies there, we were talking to her and buying some things, and she seen that Bob was with me, so she made the comment to me that, I'm so sad I couldn't get into his class before he retired, because I really wanted to be there, and I know he's a wonderful teacher, and he's helped a lot of people. So that really was touching that it was unsolicited, and she just said that to me. He also developed, while he was there, he also developed a CD with St. Anne's center for people to study so that they can take the exams. That's out there in circulation somewhere in California. And then when you walk around the city or Little Saigon, you know, you can't get too far without someone saying, Teacher Bob, Teacher Bob. And so it took us a while to get from point A to point B. But that was fine. It was just nice to see that he was recognized by so many and touched on it pretty well. He also served on the board of the Southeast Asian Archive at UC Irvine when he was out there. So those are some of the professional accomplishments of Bob. But as you all know who have worked with him or have any dealings with him, he believes that life is about making a difference in the lives of others each and every day. And he's always there ready with a smile and words of encouragement. And he's, like I said, has spent countless numbers of hours with families and students and kids, trying to get them all empowered to get settled into this new culture so that they could succeed. And as we can tell now from people who have grown up and everything, there are a lot of very successful refugees that have gone on to do wonderful things. So he's very proud of that. And as you know, the last few years he's had some adversity, and it's been difficult. But he's got this fighting spirit in there that comes out when things are down. You know, he's just ready to give it up and everything. And but he's such a people person that if you just like call and give him a word of encouragement, that just gives him just a little boost that he needs to keep going. And so we're happy that he's still here to accept this honor. Those close to Bob have commented these to me, so I'm going to steal a couple of the phrases from them to express their thoughts on this dedication. One is, Bob is the only person to whom I would concede this honor. And then the other one is such integrity and with a true humanitarian spirit that's being recognized for making a difference in so many lives. So, on behalf of Bob's family, who are all here, thank you for asking me to speak to honor him. And again, we would like to thank IMAA for dedicating this first green building in Rochester to someone who's very, very deserving of this recognition, and all he has done to assist the refugees in this community and beyond.